All right, welcome to Tricky Debate. I am HKO Live, also on social media at HKO Live. Tricky Debate is proudly supported by Eat Ali, located at West Tanochrome, very close to the TTI school gate. Contact them via 024 912 6459 for all your catering needs. At Eat Ali, our dishes leave no dishes. Right. Welcome to the show. All right, tonight let's talk about besties. All right, so a bestie is an informal slang for a best friend. It refers to your closest confidant, someone who knows you intimately and supports you unconditionally and is always by your side. Sounds like your spouse, right? Besties bring couples essential emotional support, fresh relationship perspectives, and a deeper sense of community. These friendships enhance romantic bonds by breaking daily routines, reducing isolation, and allowing partners to witness and learn from healthy dynamics in other relationships. Besties, on the other hand, can unintentionally introduce stress and vulnerabilities into a relationship by creating divided loyalties, crossing physical boundaries, and causing partners to feel neglected. Prioritizing a platonic bestie over a romantic partner often leads to chronic insecurities, trust issues, and emotional detachment within the couple. So our question on Tricky Debate is very simple. Should couples have besties? Right. So defending that couples must have friends or besties is Miss Philo. Yes, she has good intentions towards that. I, on the other hand, is saying no, it cannot be. So the yeses will start. Miss Philo, you can start and say whatever you want.
Okay, so good evening to our listeners.
You're on your good evening, Asam. Just go on with your point.
I need to, acknowledge our listeners too as well.
Yes, I know.
So just as you have already explained or defined what a bestie or best friend, then now we call it bestie, is. The person goes beyond your spouse. I am of the view that every couple should have a bestie if possible. They should have a bestie. Having a bestie could be positive and also negative. I have chosen yes, and I want to talk about the positive aspect of that. Okay, so as couples that you guys are, you guys have been married, there are certain things that not everything that your spouse can do for you. You see, there are some friends who are even more than brothers. Some couples have achieved what they have achieved based on a friend, a bestie, because that person helped you open some kind of opportunity. You see, our links, one more connection into them many connection ono menya the mejuma sisia edi feed out our family no. That person is someone that you can rely on. He gives you a shoulder to lay on anytime there are difficulties, there are challenges in your marriages. You see, sometimes the thing it becomes so much so that you just need a third party that you can just pour all out on. But the new kuna can the thing is not another new can the thing is not, you guys are not getting any good results out of it. But you can go to those your bestie, and that your bestie is there. He will give you a listening ear, whatever positive advice that the person gives It helps you in your marriages, in your life, in your relationship, like even in your family. Like when it comes to taking care of your kids, some people even trust their besties more than their own family. Because what that bestie can do, the family cannot do that for them. So for me, I think that every couple should have a bestie.
Yes. Thank you very much.
I should have a time of saying.
What time I to prepare? I'm going to start my music. You see, a bestie has been defined as a best friend. And so why should you be married and not have your spouse as your best friend? Why? Why did you marry the person? If your relationship is not based on friendship, why was it even designed? Marriage is friendship with the added impetus of sex. That's it. So whatever you want to do with this bestie or this bestie can do for you, you should be able to generate that out of your spouse. If you are not able to do that, it means that the compatibility between you and your spouse is questionable. It means you cannot stand each other. It means you are not capable of teaching each other what you like so that you share it cordially and accordingly. So having a bestie is like having a third leg to the marriage. They can become a disruption to all the romantic and nice things you can generate from out of each other through your relationship. They can become the stumbling block to you discovering so much out of your spouse. I'm not against you having friends, but having a friend that you trust in so much more than your spouse, to go to the extent of calling that person their bestie, is wrong. It's wrong. You are gradually killing your relationship by doing that. Heck, if that person happens to be a female, sometimes you can even go to the extent that you be making love to your wife and you are thinking about your bestie. So, you see, you should be careful about it. Let me bail myself out.
And tell me
that. Go on. You have another 2 minutes.
Okay, so I still take that stand that couples should have best friends. You see, I like what you said in your submission.
You don't like what I said, yeah.
You were like, how can you trust your friends so much? See, somebody that you grew up with. You guys have shared, you've even shared bed, you've backed together, you guys go out together, so like almost everything, even to the extent that your parents enrolled all of you in same school. So it's like same school. So that person knows you more than anybody else. He knows you inside out. When you are down, when you are in difficulties, the kind of things to say or the kind of things to do to come out of it, this person knows it more than your spouse. Regardless of that relationship that you're having with your bestie, that doesn't mean that you are ignoring your responsibility as a wife or a husband towards your family. No, you're not doing that. But sometimes there are situations like when there are arguments and you guys are heated up, you feel like, no, you need someone. Why do we have therapists? Why is it that your husband isn't a therapist or your wife isn't a therapist to you? But whenever there are difficulties, you go outside of the marriage to go and talk to a counselor or a therapist or a psychologist. So you see, this your bestie serves as one of them. Only more child inside an no on emotional. This person comes out and then, stand in between the two of you. No, you are my friend. This thing, when you do it this way, obey business na area na onye the plans not to quim. You guys have tried, it's not working now. You go to this your friend. If you're not a business guru, papa. Anyone can one more business idea pa out in the next year or two. You guys are shooting up. I don't know if there's kind of, but I want to know what better. One thing you should know that best friends reduces what strains in marriages.
One thing you should know is that your time is up. That's
No,
one
but
thing
by
you should know.
HKO, today you're not being fair.
2 minutes.
I didn't
18
put. I
seconds.
didn't non-stop it.
Your time is
I
up.
didn't stop it. Now I bail him out.
Yes.
Hey.
Your time is up. So now that it is my time, let's go.
Can you? I never knew you could be this biased. You
No.
realize that why I was hating it was going against you. The time wasn't even up. You have to.
Do you know
out.
you are eating into my time right now?
Because you did that to me, so I would have to retaliate.
So besties hurt couples. They hurt couples by overstepping boundaries. See, best friends who are used to having unlimited access to your time and attention often struggle to respect the emotional and physical boundaries that a romantic relationship requires. So, because they used to just enter your house, enter every space in your house just like that, they can just be doing that because you call them what? Your besties. Disrupting things you see, they make it difficult to even walk naked in your own home. What is that? We don't need such in our relationships. You should keep friends at a distance. Don't call them besties for them to become an attraction to your home, even entering your bedroom sometimes. Like unspoken jealousy and insecurity. A friend that you call a bestie might feel threatened by the couple's closeness. Wara we na enyini shawe ye na moya that close no. The bestie na is one can become a hindrance to you, as they say, copulating.
Okay. Time is up.
Leading to some conscious. It's 1 minute 33 seconds. Leading to subconscious sabotage, criticism of your partner. Like Bibia na they see it as wrong.
Whenever I debate with you become biased.
Resentment no longer be. Look, like they also bring you inappropriate emotional intimacy. Sometimes platonic friends blur the lines of loyalty. Confided deeply in a friend about marital or relationship issues instead of your partner can create emotional wedge. So now you become like a wall towards your partner, and then you become very, very accommodating towards this friend. Meanwhile, it's supposed to be the other way. You see, go on.
Okay, so
we have entered rebuttals.
Yes. So I like the final in between, the final submission that you made, that they overstep boundaries. You see, when you are secure in your marriage, right? You don't get threatened by the presence of your partner having a deep platonic connection with a bestie. You don't. So having close friends shows that you trust each other, and you guys are secured, security-wise, you guys are secured. So for me, you can have a close friends, set boundaries, which you ensure that they don't trespass. Do you get it? You ensure that they don't trespass. If only you are secured in that relationship, you know that you are doing the right thing. They have every right to have that platonic connection, which it doesn't bother you because what you were no edding. And then that your bestie also helps you to make a better what? A better partner. Because the time you spend with the bestie, it comes back to your spouse refreshed. Everybody who no refreshed. It's a dream being another situation being a stress being a fear dream. I didn't want to send it to the house. A passing by another friend. You guys want to sit at the beach for, let's say, an hour or so. No one childhood friends, a childhood no nyama way and I don't know. The men yamaning na boyfriend buena. Nyamina na my stress that now you become very sound like that. And then you what? You move on. So like cheating happens, Cheating happens not because of weak boundaries.
It happens because of what?
It
Besties.
happens because
Because
a
of
secure
besties.
marriage with a clear boundaries can handle a bestie. Into your best friend open wow.
Didn't you
Best
then
friends won't go out.
why are you refusing to let your partner be your best friend?
No, he is there. But before I met my partner,
But
I
now,
was having these friends. So then, why is it that
You
during a
see?
wedding ceremony, I chose that person as my best, or my maid of honor, or my best
you
man?
see what your
So
problem
it means
is.
you cherish that relationship.
You see what your
And the
problem
mere
is.
fact that I am married doesn't mean that
You
I need
have
to
been-
cut ties with my friends. No.
You have been
Before
elevated.
marriage, my best friend was there. This person has been supportive.
You have been
like through
elevated.
thick and
Eh?
everything. So there is no way I will forgo
Marriage
that.
is an
I will keep.
elevation.
I'll hold both.
This is a period for us to share the time. It's not for you.
I am making my stand, so you can also make your stand.
Listen to me.
I will not listen to you.
Marriage is an elevation above friendship.
Uh-huh.
So why is it that you've been elevated to this level and you keep looking down to the level you used to have?
So
Why?
So
Answer the question.
So
Why?
the people that were once upon a time with me, when I knew you, not, they were with me.
Yes.
Through it all. Even to the extent, maybe a tremumpo. That's my best friend stood
Now you
by
have started
me.
emotional blackmail.
I am
What
not.
is this?
I haven't started. So no.
Let's-
I just want you to know that best friends sometimes go beyond what you think.
Let's just
so
hear-
these people have been there
Let-
for me
you
through
let's
all
hear-
this while. Then I get entangled to you as my partner.
Let's hear
then you
what
want me to
listeners
cut
have to
ties
say.
with them.
Let's hear
I'm
what
not
listeners-
being fair.
Let's hear what listeners have to say.
Tricky debates. It's fun, awkward talk.
Is entitled to have a bestie or to have very close friend if they wish. But the thing is that if you allow that kind of friendship to dominate any part of your life, like especially in your marriage, that is where the problem is. I think we are all adults and we are able to discern what is right and from wrong. So having a bestie while married, I don't think there's any issue with that, but I have to make sure that every decision I make in that marriage is not based entirely on decisions or from opinions in my friendship with whoever. So it's individual thing. I don't think if I have a friend who I think is very good to me and very close to me and we've come a long way and I am married, I should neglect that friend or I should cease to be friends with that person because I am married. I have to do what is right in that marriage, making sure that I every decision I take in that marriage is solely my decision and not my friend influencing it. They can give advice here and there, but you have to be able to discern what to do or what not to do. Thank you very much.
All right. Interesting.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think this topic is really, really nice to talk about. Should couples have besties? No. Your partner is your bestie. Your wife is your bestie. Your husband is your bestie. No couple should have a bestie. What is it that the bestie can offer that your wife cannot offer? What is it that the bestie can offer your husband can never offer? I beg, please, no couple is to have a bestie. Your partner automatically becomes your friend. That is why even the Bible says, as a husband, a wife then becomes your mother. Then as a wife, your husband becomes your father. Thank you.
I think that bestie is just a slang word for best friend. Yeah, it's just a modernization of best friend that we call bestie. You see, besties, one way or the other, can be harmful, they can also be helpful in the other sense. You see, there are people whose besties are completely inseparable. You can't separate them from their lives because they grew up with those people from the childhood to their lifetime. There are people who have been able to climb to the ladder. They have been able to achieve a certain status in life because of their best friends. There are people who have been able to come out with certain ideas. They've been successful in life because of their best friends. There are some best friends who gives links, who gives ideas, who gives encouragement, who gives advice. Those people are very important to keep them. There are certain besties that they can give you advice, they can give you ideas, they can give you links, they can even help you to prosper in life more than even your couple or let's say your spouse. That one is there, your marriage partner. They can help you to achieve certain aim, certain vision with that your wife or your husband cannot even help you to do that. But on the other hand too, there are certain besties that helps to collab businesses, that helps to collab marriages. So those people are not, you shouldn't keep them. So depending on the issue, depending on the bestie that a couple will attach to, depends whether they should have a bestie or they shouldn't have a bestie. So I see it to be like it's a side of a coin. Like sometimes you can have a bestie, on the other hand too cannot have a bestie. But then it depends on how important that bestie is to that person. Yes, thank you.
Yes, to me, the couples should have besties because said you say or young could be seen and before say Bema and your buy a becow who are boom say Kununi or Yereno. Na Bema ewo ubia when I know idea sum sem be an old bounce be on any idea sum say be or cry jumum panel business partner. A brainy a bribian, I will say to me is sheer. Now I'm a farmer who I said they are a juman, and you may be 2 pound. Into me, Cobase, she said the Maquayo were in Intino. Not I say, Mem Pamame whom I young Kofuina, there be no no breno, and then when they say, and yet they cry or young cool be anywhere was saying where you're. And I saw young cool be anywhere was saying. Into Wunya a bre a diama young could be a when you know a dear sum or being war business partner be a childhood friend be a when you know and I shabra bar same or more frassia and Wunya a bre diama no now we hear and you couldn't so who say bre a sim one being a bre a diamond it depending on how you do it, and I bet you. But me, I see nothing wrong with couples having besties.
All right. So we have a couple more to go. That was our first batch. Here are the rest that we received as well.
Hello, Mr. Ose. Good afternoon. My answer to the question, no. Like, my answer is no. I do quite say couples. I have a bestie. Cry and either both female or male. Like about also problems. Like every time piano, it's like on any dim common person or non the person I don't know feel. I had be any so I said or tie the crown part or be consult any bestie no. And son, a wife and as a husband. It's when me issue and say it shouldn't be that. No bestie. But normal friends, hi, good morning, we go your way. But say bestie can say hey no. This answer there is no. It shouldn't be that. Thank you.
Okay.
Should couples have besties? What a question. From my own perspective, couples there, your bestie should be your partner, your husband, or your wife. Because after the Bible says, and the two shall be one. So in as much as you are married in a day, then no other bestie should surpass your husband or your wife. no other bestie should supervise your husband or your wife, because you spend much time together. You are spending the rest of your life with. You should have a friend in him or her, and not just friend, but there should be a best friend vibes. No, anke ebenya wo bestie no de bomo no. You should have in your partner. As married couples in day, there's no way you should have besties. You can have friends. Of course, you can have friends. You can have good friends. But your best friend should be your wife or husband. Thank you.
Tricky debates. It's fun, awkward talk.
Yeah, couples, you should have besties, but only the bestie no option who partner. Only the option who partner, because who partner no. Ono na say were na wo be ya adekure, so I were so we adekure. Bible ni bibia la nka de he. Be hin na nyanko wo be bo mu ya adekure. Ana wan ka be se na nyanko ma ya adekure. Also a man and a wife shall become one. Nti awo na wukun wo ye honam kol wo moja ko bibia akor. Nti onye bibia na ebotum. We si wa we mebutum aka kire nyanko no. Omna nyama bi sisi wa awor no ma. Ehia da ene obi bakasa, but onye bibia so na ebaka. Nyama bi wo ha eka ne pia. Ebo obi ana wukun no nyama bi wo ho a oya onye. Baba yin ba se bo no fecha no awode ba cha no na me chi acheche ni na mda cha onyanko. Onam de echim chi no de wo pate de ne de no de no wafo kon papa de nti. Onyanko no so ompe wonipa na asam da because wan no wafo kon papa do nti ompe nti awo ede wukun ne bo no ba cha no onyanko no still on fenche nti obechi wukun. Ti mu da nyama bi onye bibia na ebaka but sade ne abusive too much ehun da no o se da ne obi share na twuma efi hu ntama odo de efi. But wonya kunyi do sen wukun on the dabi.
Okay.
You bestie couples they need when you're bestie because this you know I maybe an bestie na nkasa nka bro for the ben on them but oh yeah Ghana PC no there's Africa no bestie no sisi wa mad no why be o nti bestie because better be the bestie should bestie no sana or am why and them prime trippy nti say them not say had their bestie prefer the couples you know when you're bestie because bestie you know when you're bestie no nye to me the margin change on your bestie the couple when you're bestie that be it will bestie no pronouncing yet this is a Gen Z and this is a na do o menye maybe because first bestie po work bestie be on cherry first na the menye men po you want a bestie na dey no you in some prefer the bestie the couples you know when you're bestie be that be
Okay, so those were the voice notes we got from our listeners out there. It is quite obvious what they are all trying to say, but let me conclude by saying that.
Well, I have something.
You have something to say?
Please. I just want to cite an example to back
You have only a minute.
Difference. Yes, I'll do that. So the typical example that I would like to use is Osei Kwame Despite and then Ofori.
What is that?
Ken Ofori. And when I look at the friendship. Into the monk of fear, wa boa wama. When na we body day, nanka wako ware no biase. Ye ho and anyankophobia, it's going to be our spouse alone. I think they wouldn't have achieved whatever they have achieved by now, or they wouldn't have gotten to where they've gotten to now. So for me, best friends, the positive side of best friends, no besties, no, it is very, very good. It is very, very good when you know your limits, you set boundaries around it. Trust me, it is very, very productive.
Okay. I would say that neither a spouse or a friend is objectively better bestie because they fulfill completely different needs. A spouse provides a lifelong partnership and intimacy, while a friend offers judgment-free fun and unconditional support. Ideally, your spouse should be your primary confidant, but you know that friends help keep you sane. And that's what it is. So you need some friends as well as need your spouse. Thank you so much to all of you who sent us so many messages on this particular topic. A special thanks to Mr. Moses of Noah's Ark Academy at Apollo. Mr. Moses asked us to discuss this topic. So, sir, thank you. It's been a good topic for us tonight.
HKO Live. Talk. Resolve. Results.